Hello fellow modelers and styling fanatics, welcome back to my channel. I hope that everyone is doing fine and enjoys the hobby. Concrete Bunker is back again today with another one of its notorious episodes. Finally, on today's episode, we are going to talk about part 11, which is going to be the last part for our Stug project. I have found some time, overcame some obstacles that I have put it there for myself from the beginning, and I have wrapped up the whole diorama. Taking a look at it, I am pretty happy because it is quite a solid work. I would like to do some more stuff, and I would change some stuff here and there, but live and learn. This is what we all say. Looking at a build when we finish it, we all say, I would change this, or I would change that. But anyway, as I've said, I would have changed some stuff if I was to do that build again. But I am, not relatively, I am quite happy with the outcome. So guys, in this video, of course, you're gonna see the last steps of our Stug diorama. You all know the drill, of course. Grab yourselves a seat, make yourselves comfortable, crack the mandatory cold one, and let's see what me and Past George have done on this episode. Hello my friends, welcome back to another episode of our Stug 3 10.5 centimeters, and the diorama is exactly at the same stage as I left it in our previous episode. I have done some work on some accessories. I'm gonna talk about it later. What I wanna talk about now, I want to talk about a small mistake that I have done. A small mistake, okay. It is poor planning, to be honest with you guys. So, as I've said in the previous episode, now it is the time for me to decide if I want to do a full winter scene. And when I say full winter scene, we are talking about snow covering the majority of the whole thing, or a late winter one, you know, something between winter and spring, which means that snow will not be present, but it will, you know, the scene will be muddy, etc., etc. Now, what's the problem with both choices? Okay, let's start with the winter choice, which with the snow choice. If I go for the winter choice, which is the most obvious one, since our vehicle has winter camo on it, I will need to either replace the tree or get rid of the leaves, both trees. And to be honest with you guys, I don't know, I am not sure if I can do that, since these things are stuck onto the base right now. And another stuff is that I don't have anything that will resemble, you know, a tree without its leaves, if you know what I mean. Which leaves us with the second choice. The second choice is, you know, a late winter, early spring scene, which means that everything is gonna get covered in mud, and my problem there is our Stug. The Stug is on winter camo scheme. I believe friends told me that this scheme was on vehicles until the middle of April, and it may be a pass, I don't know. You know, my main problems are the leaves of the trees, to be honest with you. I don't want to get rid of them, I like them, but they don't get along well with the whole thing that I wanted to create. So this is poor planning by my side. So guys, if you plan to build a diorama, whatever diorama, please don't be like me and plan carefully before you do it. Think about every aspect and every little detail, because if you wanna go full realistic, you have to think about everything. Now you wanna tell me why I haven't thought about it? Because I learn as I go and I do mistakes. If I don't do mistakes, I don't learn anything. Now I will see how I will address this problem, and we're gonna find a solution later. Now, what is going to be my next course of action? I think that it is time for us to apply a base coat onto our farmhouse, because now it is the time. Because later, if I apply snow or if I apply mud or anything, it will be more difficult than now to paint the whole thing, the whole house mainly. So I will decide what color I want to make the exterior walls. I probably will go for a white or a beige or a tan or something like that. And I will have also to stain the windows, not only the windows, every wood element of the build. Well, guys, to be honest with you, I don't know why I decided to record this part of the video. I am not sure that if I am going to add it on my on the final episode, if I'm gonna edit it and add it. As you can see, I am currently working onto the thatched roof. This thing takes a lot of material because once again I did some mistakes. But before I talk about that, I want to apologize for the mess you see in front of you and for the muffled audio. Muffled audio is because I am wearing headphones right now, so there's gonna be a sudden change on the audio of the video, on the way you hear me, to be honest with you. I'm gonna apologize for the mess. I am currently on my backyard working on this thing because it is smelly. The work that I do right now, it is quite smelly and I need good ventilation, and the better ventilation I can get is to go outside and do that thing. So I have painted the whole house. I have base coated everything. I have stained the wooden doors and all the wood materials. To be honest with you, and when I say all the wood materials, I am talking about fences, windows, doors, etc., etc. And I proceeded working onto the thatched roof. So I have done half of it. Let me give you a look. Here, uh, here is how half of it looks, and I'm still adding on it here and there, different shades, hues of color, etc., etc. Now, this would be easier if I had a natural a natural hair paintbrush to create the thatched roof, because the natural hair paintbrush looks like that almost. But since I used sacrificial brushes and brushes that I found around the house, this was not achievable. If you remember correctly, half of the brushes were black and the other half were natural wood, natural hair. So I primed everything You already know that if you've seen my previous episodes, and now it was time for me to paint it. I did a mistake. I should have started painting the roof first with a rattle can, but once again, poor planning from my side. So I opted for this. Uh, I will have also paint that if I masked everything off, but since I have added all this stuff, masking is not an option. Masking is not an option because it is a hassle for me, if you ask me. Now, what am I doing exactly? I am using oil paints to paint the thatched roof. It has pros and it has cons. The cons are it takes a lot of material and it takes a lot of effort, to be honest with you guys. I don't wanna lie. But the pros are what the pros are now. As you can see, oil paints blend and blend together nicely. They create that realistic effect that we need. Uh, another con is that it takes a lot of material and it is a big hassle. Once again, it is smelly because I am using oil paints and white spirit to thin them down in a kinda not wash consistency, in a watery consistency, because I need them to flow in between the bristles of our thatched roof. But I like it, guys, to be honest with you. Even if it is a struggle, I like how this thing is coming out. Now, why I decided to record this video and what I needed to, what's my conclusion? My conclusion is, still, if you make a mistake, let's suppose that you make a mistake. Let's suppose that you are like me, you are bold, and you are planning poor, and you get yourselves in trouble like me right now. And when I say in trouble, because I mean this hassle, I could easily address that before, but I learn as I go. Even anyway, the conclusion is that even though I have made a mistake, I still kept moving forward with it, and it is still looking good, maybe better if you ask me, from the quicker way. So that's everything I wanted to say. I'm gonna keep painting over here and I'm gonna be back. Let's see now let's see if I can put my thoughts in proper order so I can explain you guys what I have done to my diorama while I was away. So in the first part of the video, of course, you have seen the only thing I have done is the painting and weathering of some accessories, like these barriers over here in the corner and some other stuff that I have on top of the cart over there. And then I have told you that I am going to proceed with base coating the house. As you can see, the house is base coated. It was a little bit of an adventure, mainly because I approached the whole process without a proper plan laid out. Now that's not a topic for the time being, but let me tell you exactly what I have done. So I have base coated the whole house, the walls in an enamel color. I have several enamels in my disposal from a friend of mine that stopped using them a long time ago, so he had them laying around. So I grabbed them. I grabbed them from him, and now I have them in my disposal for stuff like that, for when I don't want to use acrylics. So I have used this. This is from Hamroll, if it wants to focus. And over here at the lid it says matte 103. So I found that this was a good, base coat for a farmhouse, and that's how it looks. I diluted it with mineral spirits and applied it to the whole surface twice, 2 thin coats. Good coverage after 2 coats, and pretty solid color. I really like how it looks. I don't know if it's proper for Russian rural areas, but it is good enough for me. After that, I have proceeded staining the windows. So the windows are stained with a homemade wash I have made. That wash consisted by, of course, mineral spirits, raw amber, and a little bit of yellow ochre, because I don't want it to be plain raw amber, because plain raw amber depicts a really old was going to depict a really old and tarnished wood. I didn't want to depict a house this old, to be honest with you guys. That's why I opted for these 2 colors. So every wooden surface that I have scratch builded, apart the card of course, was stained with this this homemade wash. And after that, a problem came. Not exactly a problem, but it was a little bit tedious. So after that, it was the time for me to paint the thatched roof. Now, if I was clever enough, and if I planned better, I should have sprayed the whole roof with rattle cans before I proceed painting the rest of it. But as I've said, I am not planning, and I'm not clever enough. So rattle can spray was off the table, since in order for me to use it, I had to mask the whole thing, which is, if you ask me, not impossible, but which is really difficult. So I had to find another solution. Digging in my paints box, I didn't find anything good enough, so I opted for oil paints. Now I diluted them a bit, to be not on a wash consistency. I just diluted all oil paints, and I painted it on the fly. I was diluting paint and keep painting. I diluted another color, keep painting it, and so in this way I blended everything together. This is not a solid color. This has yellow ochre, raw amber, olive green, and another oil paint that I cannot remember. Burnt amber. It has many different colors all blended together, all in the same jar. All in the same jar, just to mix the colors, to do if this makes sense, to make the whole thing unified, which kinda worked, if you ask me. So I just, applied. I just painted the whole roof and then left it as it is for at least 2 days to dry. And we came, and with all that said and done, we came to today. After this has dried, the only thing I have done was to assemble the figures from the master box set. Let me grab them. So, if my camera wants to focus, of course. Here is the old lady. She's pouring water to a cup. And here is the old man that he's smoking his pipe. These guys is gonna be the protagonists of my scene. So I am going to take care of them in a while. Now, what's my next course of action? Guys, I have no idea, to be honest with you. I still have to decide if this is gonna be a winter skin, a winter diorama, or this is going to be a spring diorama. Both of these ideas have its problems. We have talked about it before, but anyway, I have yet to debate with myself about that. Now, before I go, I wanna give you a closer look. So we are gonna go for wobbly mode. Here is all the different hues onto the thatched roof. Don't look at my workbench right now, it is a mess. Here is the accessories that I have told you that I have attached on top of the cart, of course, and they are not glued yet in place. I just placed them over there to see how they look. And here is a closer look on the front of our house and our barrels. So let me debate a little bit more with myself where I'm going to go with this diorama, and I am gonna be back. Well guys, I am done with the protagonists of our diorama. Just put the final touches on them, and I thought that it was a good idea to show you how they look before they get placed onto our scene. So I think I have realized, while I was painting everything over here, I have realized that I enjoy painting I enjoy more painting animals than figures. I don't know, I found animals much more interesting and not so demanding as figures. Anyway, just a quick note, I don't know why I had the urge to say that on camera, but I already did. So let's start from the left side. Here we have our Elon Musk old farmer. Let me see if I can focus. Come on. He's sitting on a tree stump, smoking his pipe, and staring to another guy. The other guy is our tank crewman. He is smoking a pipe as well. if I'm not mistaken. This is a pipe, and a quick note, I cannot remember from which kit this figure comes. So he is holding a dead rabbit, a dead, not rabbit, sorry, Barney. Here is the old lady, wife of the old man, wife of old Elon Musk of Russia. As you can see, I have tried freehand painting the flowers on her shirt. She's pouring some water, probably for her husband. And here we have a sitting hen, you know, laying her eggs or just sitting. And we have two roosters and a goose. As I have informed, gooses are how did they call them? Cobra chickens. So this will be the things that will add life to our diorama. I am going to add them onto the scene, you know, add some dust on their boots because they are too clean right now. Well guys, we have made it to the end of this build after quite some time. This is probably the last time you're going to hear or see the Stug Dio, the Stug project in general. And what I have done since the last section of the video is to place the figures in place. You can see old lady and old man are over here in front of the house. Our tank crewman is over here, and the animals are scattered all around. One chicken is over here and the other animals is on the other side. I have added snow to the scene, even though I have made the mistake and I have kept the leaves onto the trees, but live and learn. Now I know for the next time I am going to create a winter scene, I will remember not to leave any leaves on a tree if I am going to include a tree on my next winter scene. And and let's talk about the snow now. Snow is from talcum powder. You may ask me why I didn't use baking soda, and I am gonna tell you that if you use baking soda, after quite a while soda tends to go yellow. So another option is for us to use talcum powder. I have sprayed before applying the talcum. I have sprayed with hairspray the whole surface. I have then applied one coat of talcum powder everywhere, resprayed with hairspray again, talcum powder again, hairspray and talcum powder again and again and again until you get the desired effects. And that's all that I have done since the last time you have seen this, since the last section of the video. Now we're gonna go on a wobbly mode so you can have a closer look, of course, and I am going to include some photos at the end of this video, so stick along for close-ups. And let me give you a better view. Here is our Stug, the protagonist that we have lost for a couple of days. Here's our story. As you can see, the German guy, he is holding a rabbit, a rabbit, and he's talking with the guys over here. You can imagine the story. I will let your imagination run wild. Chicken is chilling over here on the top of the barrels. I have another chicken over here chilling at the farmer's cart. I have added some spare parts and tools over here. Onto the other side we have only the tree, it is empty. And over here at the back we have the other chicken, and somewhere, I cannot remember, is the goose. Let me see if I can find her. Yep, goose is over there. Cobra chicken. So, with all that, guys, said and done, and with all that said and done, we have made it to the end of this project. On our next episode, we will discuss for our next project what are we going to do next, what's our next diorama or build. I don't know yet, I have to decide. And I hope that you guys found this video helpful and interesting and stick along for the next one. Before I go, I wanna thank each and every one of you guys that watched this video. A special thank you to my old and new subscribers. You guys are the best, and you are the reason I keep doing these videos. For the newcomers out there that encounter one of my videos for the first time, welcome guys. I hope that you like what I do. If so, you all know what to do. Leave a like, comment with your thoughts and opinions, share the video if you believe it deserves to be shared, or even consider subscribing for more builds to come your way. Until the next time, fellow modelers and friends, take care and model on. It was that Mofo Damon, signing out.